All right, rules. Preview, combat veteran, modern war by Decision Games. All right, so sure I got that right. It should still be Decision Games. Yeah, Decision Games. Okay. So I am still playing Iron Cross. The combat Battle Cry Iron Cross family of games is still just unbelievable unheralded classic. But anyways, this came in the mail today. Combat Veteran from Modern War magazine came today, and even though I'm still playing Iron Cross, I thought I would go ahead and look this over. This could be what I play next. So, yep. So Combat Veteran. This is going to be a rules preview. I'm looking for particular things. I'm basic. Is there anything unusual about movement? Is there anything unusual about individual unit? Personalities or characteristics. How combat's done. How losses and other effects are done. Kind of the basics. So it's Combat Veteran, Modern War magazine. Let me look at the kind of the hardware first. One counter sheet, as you would expect. Half-inch counters. Half-inch counters. I am a big... This is what I want. I really want half-inch counters these days. Of course, I have to emphasize that because when I started in hex encounter wargaming, I liked the big counters and did not like the small counters, the half-inch counters. I have done a 180. I've said this before, give me half-inch counters so that you can give me more variety, more information markers, and also give me half-inch markers so that you can give me more terrain represented on the map. So anyways, what do I like? I like looks like a crawl, run, and sprint. I like that. Don't know what it's about yet, but sounds like a good idea. We've got 105 millimeter, explosions, rockets, strafing, and we got smoke grenades. We've got different types of infantry weapons. 203s, 249s, claymores. We've got radios, laws, light anti-tank weapons. We have named soldiers. By the way, we have named soldiers. All named soldiers except for the Taliban. Taliban are not. I remember reading this. They are groups of I don't know, 5 or 6 fighters, something like that. But they're not named, obviously. But it looks like the Viet Cong are named, and the U.S. Army for Vietnam are named, and U.S. Army for today, for Afghanistan, are named. The registration, is that registration? The lining up of the die cutting, I think that's registration, is okay. It's only a little bit off. It's only a little bit off. It's really not that extreme. So I like what I see with the counters. By the way, if you can see that, here's a hex. Here's a hex. You got a half-inch counter. That's going to be nice. Your counters are very easily going to fit into your hexes. You have one full map sheet, as you would imagine for a Modern War magazine game. Half of it, the maps are not the same size. The play areas for each battle. So you have 2 battles. You have a Vietnam firefight at Rice Paddy Angle. Then you have a combat at Outpost Keating for Afghanistan in OEF. So they're not the same play area. They're close. It's roughly a half map sheet for the Vietnam battle. Smaller than a half map sheet, but about a half map sheet for Afghanistan. So let's take a look at the rules. Again, I just got this today. Haven't looked at anything yet. So what do we got? Combat Veteran. Scale, 40 meters. All right. right, so we've got, oh, we have discipline. Oh, for the units. Yeah. Okay, I was wondering how are they going to handle soft factors. So you have your firepower on the in red on the lower left and discipline on the lower right in blue. Not sure what that means, but okay, that's not movement points or movement allowance. We've got heroes. We have rank. I didn't even see that. Okay, so this is rank. There's a tiny little, these are not real military ranks, but they have these colored dots on the top right corner of the unit. I guess if they're leaders, something like that. So there is rank. There is a concept of rank. That's great, or at least sounds interesting. Fire support, stacking. That's nice. There's no limit to the quantity, maybe stacked. That's I actually kind of like that these days. All right, so you do have running, sprinting, crawling, walking, overheating. Okay, wounded. Okay, so these medical cross symbols are for wounded. All right, default stance, walking, stack movement. Actually, what's the game turn phases? Discipline phase, stance phase, movement phase, combat phase. Each player turn. Sounds like they're 2 player turns. Interesting. All right, we'll look at that later. We'll see that in action, I'm sure. Now I'm obviously, now that I'm looking over this is getting me interested. Defensive fire. What's that? Against a moving, okay, opportunity fire, but defensive fire is a fine way to put it as well, but it's basically opportunity fire. Combat, weapon, game pieces, line of sight. I can't tell how much is going on with the line of sight, but I will say there really aren't a lot of line of sight rules though. All right. Conducting attacks, so there's a dice, so you're determining the number of dice you're going to roll by the firepower number. Alright, so Viet Cong have actually they all have 1, except you got your squad automatic rifle with 3. Your U.S. Army in Vietnam looks like they have normally a 2. An infantryman has 2. You add an M60 with 7 firepower, M79 with 3 firepower. Same with U.S. Army today is also 2, and the Taliban are 6, but of course they're more than one soldier. They represent more than one soldier. So you're determining number of dice. You're rolling them. Now, how do you determine the result? How do you determine the results? How do you determine the result? Battlefield conditions. Choosing a target, resolving an attack. Dice assigned attack game pieces. The attacking player rolls all of those dice he decided to. This sounds really cool. I'm going to hold off until I see it in action, but I really liked what I saw right here, that you can roll. So it looks like you can roll. You can choose the number of dice for different attacks. So if you're eligible to roll, let's say 4 dice, you can choose. It looks like you can roll 2 dice against one target, 2 against another target. Looks like that would be great if that really is it. But anyways, how do we actually resolve stuff? Player rolls dice and those dice use it. Each dice roll will have one of six possible outcomes. Whoa. That all sounds nice. So wow, this is actually getting me interested. Collateral damage, malfunctioning weapons, close combat. Wow, I didn't realize this is going to. It's still not to the level of combat, I'll tell you that, because I don't see any ammo yet. But anyways, I'll take it for what it is. This might actually be interesting. So I'll be taking a look at this. Again, combat veteran.